Today I'd like to introduce you to a New Future featured candidate. Geoff is a senior project stroke program manager and has 10 years experience delivering small, medium and large projects and programs in the financial services sector. Geoff has a real skill of picking up projects that aren't quite going in the right direction and delivering them. So he's going to explain how he does that today. Over to you, Geoff.
Thank you very much, John. So first and foremost, when I come into a project or a program that's not going in the direction that people would want at the speed it wants, the first thing to do is ensure we have a 2-week plan. So talking to the senior user, senior supplier, anyone else with a vested interest in the delivery, such as the BA, tech architect, and making sure we have that next 2 weeks mapped out. Why do we do this? Keeps the ball rolling, keeps everything moving forwards, and even if it's not 100% accurate, at least it's in the right direction, and it gives us a little bit of time. So that's the first thing. What do we do with the time? Stakeholder engagement, in short. So the reason I'm in there is one of two reasons. Either the stakeholders have lost faith in the previous incumbent, or the current incumbent needs some help and support. Either way, for me to stay there, I need to make sure that the stakeholders are managed well. So working out who my strongest allies are, is anybody not on board with what we're doing, are any of the delivery stakeholders and suppliers struggling? They need help. Whilst doing that in the 2 weeks, the third one, it depends on what's going on. So firstly, I'll look at the reporting side of things. Some people consider status reporting a bit of a chore, but it's actually one of your strongest tools in your toolbox because it allows you to set the agenda and the tone. It also carries the banner of the project or the program beyond the immediate audience. So for reporting, I like to start by working out what the message is I want to land, and then crafting the report to ensure that it supports and really delivers that message. If the reporting is fine, then the other one is a requirements analysis, gap analysis there. All too often I come across ambiguous, untestable requirements. If the delivery team don't know what they're supposed to be, if they don't understand what's needed, and if testers can't tell if something's a pass or a fail, then the end result is about as predictable as me throwing a dart at a dartboard. Yes, it will land in the right vicinity. I can't guarantee you what number's going to turn up.
Yeah. I'm not very good at darts, so.
Okay.
Thanks for that insight, Geoff. So when you've been hired to take over these projects, have you had to make a lot of changes to the delivery personnel?
Not usually. We have had instances where some of the one or two individuals need a little bit more assistance. So I can think of one where we had a particular area. We had an SME. They were really struggling with one particular part of the change. So it was with a third-party package. So what I did was I brought the third party in to make the changes we needed, but made sure that they buddied up with this person so that they could do knowledge transfer and gain some more experience as a result of that. What it meant was that later on, for a different project, they needed to do some work on the third-party package. Unfortunately, they could draw upon the experience they've got working online. Another example, we also had one person who had a specific role on
Yeah.
the project. I won't go into too much detail. But when I came in, it was quite clear that they were not suited to that role whatsoever.
Okay.
Fortunately, what I was able to do was tap into other talents that they had.
Okay, yeah.
And something completely different to what they'd been brought in to do. I realised that we could leverage their previous experience on using Jira to set up the way that the project was reported on and managed, and move everything over onto Jira using their experience, which freed my time up from doing it, and also gave them a sense of real accomplishment.
Okay, that's good to hear. Okay, cool. So moving on to greenfield projects, then, how do you ensure that you make a good start when you're working on a project like that?
So first and foremost is stakeholders. You're all going on a journey together.
Yeah.
It's newsflash, it's going to be bumpy.
Yeah.
You're not going to see it eye to eye. However, by getting everybody agreed at the start to go on that journey and agreed to help each other out, it'll be a lot easier to nudge them along the way than if you've got to stop and spend time running back to the start and dragging someone forwards later on.
Yeah.
That's first. Second one is governance and reporting. I've already mentioned how powerful a tool reporting is, but governance is the function which underpins what you report and gives you credibility and trust. In brief, it lets you know what good looks like. And the third one is having a clear objective and scope. Scope creep is fully expected.
Yeah.
You'll need a good change management process in place to deal with that. Without a clearly defined baseline, what you're doing is you're putting the project or program at risk of having to accept scope creep, rather than being in a position where you can negotiate to accept scope creep.
Okay, lovely. Thank you for that. Really appreciate that overview, Geoff, and I'm sure everyone listening does as well. So if you want to find out a bit more about Geoff and how he can help you deliver existing or greenfield projects, contact details at the end of this video. Thanks very much for listening.
Thanks very much, John.
Cheers, Geoff. Speak to you soon.
Bye.